Hey guys, hi, hello, namaste, adab, sat sri akal, assalamu alaikum, vanakkam, and khammagani to all of you. Welcome to today's class, and as you all know, this is your CBSE Grade 10th Prodigy series, and in this we are discussing the topic real numbers. As you all know, I have already taken two sessions on this. First was the introduction, and the second was Euclid's division lemma, in which I have explained to you in detail what is Euclid's division lemma and finding out the HCF using Euclid's division algorithm. All right, and in today's class we will be studying about your fundamental theorem of arithmetic. This is what we are going to discuss in today's class, fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Don't be scared, it is not very difficult topic, it is very easy, and basically we are going to learn about LCM and HCF, a very easy topic. So today's class is going to be a easy one. All right, so let's complete this topic. Let's not keep any doubts in our mind, and trust me on this, that once you are finishing the whole session there will be no doubts from this part especially. All right, also one more thing I would like to tell you all, that if you are having any doubts, so replying on mail maybe like sometimes becomes difficult for us, especially for me. If I would say, I would not take for all, but for me it becomes difficult sometimes. So what I would suggest to all of you guys is, type all your doubts, whatever doubts you're getting, in the comment section of the video. All right, in the comment section of the video, and I will take care of it later. All right, so I'll get to know what are the doubts, and then I will take all the doubts in the Menti session. As simple as that. All right, so in that way, whatever good doubts are there which are not repetitive or which are like new kind of doubts, I will take all those doubts in the Menti session. So that's a good thing, right? So please, if you don't want to go your doubts unnoticed, mention it in the comment section. All right, so let us start the class, fundamental theorem of arithmetic. But before that, I gave you this question as your homework question for the previous session. This was your question, homework question for the previous session. So sweet seller has 420 kaju barfis, 130 badam barfis. She wants to stack them in such a way that each stack has the same number. So stack should be, each stack has the same number, and they take up the least area. So we should try to find out what is the number of that can be placed in each stack for this purpose. So in each stack, how many sweet I can place, such that first thing, it will be having the least area, it will be taking the least area, and the second thing, that everything or in a way that each stack has the same number, each stack will have the same number. Now see, understand, to get the least area, to cover the least area, obviously we need to keep the whatever stacks we are making, I have to keep the maximum number. For, I can say, sir, for least area, to cover least area, I should keep maximum sweets in one stack. But suppose if I have 420 kaju barfis, if I will keep only one at a place, one, if I make a stack of one only, then it will cover more area. If I make stacks of two like that, then it will cover less area. So in this way, if I have to keep the least area, I have to take the maximum, I have to make maximum sweets in one stack. Also, number of sweets should be, or number of sweets in one stack should be same for kaju barfi as well as badam barfi. All right, so I can in a way understand that I have to find out the maximum number of sweets which I can put in one stack, or I can say maximum number which divides 420 as well as 130. That is what going to be the number. By maximum number which divides 420 up, suppose 1 divides both but 1 is not the maximum number, 2 divides both but 2 is not the maximum number. So I have to find out the maximum number which divides both, and that is what will be the number of sweets in one stack. All right, so HCF of these two I will find it out, HCF of 420 and 130, and let's do it with Euclid's division algorithm. All right, so I can say, sir, 420 divided by 130, so 133s are 390. If I will subtract it, I will get 30. Then let's do the division one more time. 130 will become now the dividend, so I can say 34s are 120. All right, subtract, remainder 10, then 10 will come over here. 10 3s are 30. Remainder is 0. Remainder 0 means division is complete. When the division is complete, in the last step of the division, your divisor is called your HCF. So maximum 10. So in one stack, the maximum number or the largest number which divides both 420 and 130 will be 10. It is the largest number which divides both. So we have to make stacks of 10 sweets. 1 2 3 4 5 6 10 sweets, then next stack. So this way the least area can be covered if I make 42 stacks for the Kaju Barfi and 13 stacks for Badam Barfis. Each one will be having 10 sweets in one stack. Alright, this is how you understood the question. So the trick part over here was that when it says least, most of the students have this general concept that least means LCM, more means HCF. But I would say generally it works, but when the question is tricky like this, you need to understand for least area I want maximum number of sweets in one stack, and for maximum number of sweets in one stack I need to find out a number which is the largest number divisible, which will be dividing both. So I have to go for HCF. So try to use your brain and think about the question that whether you need multiples or you need factors. If you need multiple, go for LCM. If you need factor, go for HCF. As simple as that. Alright. Now I have got answer from many of you. So some of the students who have given me the correct answer: Uday, Disha, Vedanti, Ayush and Devinder. Alright, these are some of the students who have given me the answer. Very well done, guys. Very well done to all of you. Now let's move to today's class. Alright. Now let's talk about fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Very easy it is. It's simply saying every composite number can be expressed or can be factorized as a product of primes, and this factorization is unique apart from the order in which the prime factor occurs. First thing, every composite number, you can write them as a product of prime numbers. Any number you pick. For example, suppose if I pick 60, I can write 60 as 2 square into 3 into 5, yes or no? Correct. I can write 60 as 2 square into 3 into 5. 2 is a prime number, 3 is a prime number, 5 is a prime number. I hope all of you are very much clear with the prime number. Prime numbers are those numbers which have only two factors, 1 and the number itself. So 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29, 31, all these are prime numbers. So all the composite numbers means which have more than two factors. So remember guys, prime numbers have only two factors. What are those two factors? One is 1, the other is number itself, that same number. But composite number have more than two factors. So other than 1 and number itself, there will be some other numbers also. For example, 4 you can divide by 1, you can divide by itself, but also it is divisible by 2 also. That is why it is not a prime number, but it is a composite number. Simple, my bottle is also over. Okay, so no problem. So now what I was saying, yes, composite number, you understood the part. So fundamental theorem of arithmetic says a very simple thing: all composite numbers can be written as a product of prime numbers. Now the important thing to understand over here is that this prime factorization is unique. Unique means every composite number will have different prime factorizations. Every composite number you write, any composite number you write, it will have a unique prime factorization. No two numbers can have the same prime factorization. Not possible. Apart from the order in which the prime factors occur. Order means, if you will tell me, sir, I can write it as 5 into 2 square into 3. Now see different. I'll say not different. I've only changed the order. At the end, power of 2 is 2, power of 3 is 1, power of 5 is 1. So this I am not considering. If I introduce any other prime number over here, the number will change. You're getting my point? So all the composite numbers have different prime factorizations. Good thing to understand, right? All the composite numbers have different prime factorations. So once if I write 2 into 3 into 5, if I write this will always be 30 only. It cannot be any other number. That is what it says, fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Every composite number can be written as a product of prime numbers, and this factorization is unique. Simple. This is your theorem. After that, beta, this is just the theory part. You can go through it. Main topic I have told you. So prime factorization, all of us know how to do it. We will keep dividing a number by the prime numbers. So we'll say 3825 is there, divided by 2, not divisible. Then we'll go for 3. Then again divide by 3, then divide by 5, divide by 5, then at the end 17. So prime factorization will be 3 into 3 into 5 into 5 into 17. So I can write it as 3 square into 5 square into 17. Simple. This is your prime factorization. Alright, now beta, HCF and LCM, let's understand. So suppose if I write two numbers, one number I am writing it as, let's say, 2 cube into 3 raised to the power 4 into 5 square into 7 raised to the power 1. The next number is 2 raised to the power 4 into 3 cube into 5 square. The next number is 2 square into 3 raised to the power 4 into let's say 5 raised to the power 1 into 7 square. Alright, these are my three numbers. Now first let us write HCF. Let us write HCF. So beta, HCF mein na, understand this thing. First thing, HCF is the product of the smallest powers of each common prime factor. Please understand this thing. Common prime factors. So if I have to get the HCF of these three numbers, let's say A, B and C. If I have to get the HCF of A, B and C, first let's write the common factors. Which prime numbers are common in factorization of all the three numbers? So I can clearly say, guys, that 2 is common everywhere. 2 is common. 3 is also common. Yes sir, 3 is also common. 3 is also common. 5 is also common. Yes sir, 5 is also common. 7 is common. No sir, 7 is not common because 7 is not present in B's prime factorization. So it should be present in the prime factorization of all the numbers for whom you are finding HCF. Alright. Once you have taken the common prime factors, the next step is write their smallest power. Write their smallest or minimum power. So minimum power of 2 is 2 only. So power of 2 right here is 2. Minimum power of 3, 4, 3, 4. So minimum power is 3. Right here it is 3. Minimum power of 5, 2, 2, 1. Minimum power is 1. So raised to the power 1. Multiply all of them. You have got your HCF. This is your HCF. Now if I come to LCM, same numbers, let's talk about LCM. LCM of ABC. So for LCM, beta, understand LCM is very easy. LCM just opposite of it. But here we are writing common prime factors. Here we have to write every prime factor. Whatever prime numbers you can see in the prime factorization of all the three numbers, even if it is coming in the prime factorization of only one number, that also we need to write. So we don't look for common, we look for all the prime factors. Whatever prime factors I can see, whatever prime numbers I can see, I will write them and I will take their maximum power. I will take their maximum power. So here I can say, sir, all the prime factors, what are the prime numbers I can see? Sir, I can see 2, I can see 3, I can see 5 and I can see 7. Alright, these are the only prime numbers you can see. Is there any other prime number? No, there is no other prime number. Next step, take their maximum power. Next step is what? Take their maximum power. So let's take their maximum power. Maximum power of 2 is 4. Maximum power of 3, 4, 3. So maximum power of 3 is 4 only. It is coming at two places. So what? 3 raised to the power 4. Maximum power of 5 is 2. Here you can see. So 2. And maximum power of 7 is also 2. So now multiply all of these. You will get your LCM. Simple. So for HCF, all the common prime factors with their minimum power, and for LCM all the prime factors with their maximum power. ठीक है बेटा? This is how LCM and HCF we will find out. Simple, all of us we have been doing this for a very long time, just we are doing it again. Acha, this relation is very important relation, and it is, remember, it is only true for two numbers, not for three. It's simple says, if we have two numbers A and B, and if we know their LCM and if we know their HCF, remember the product of A and B will be equal to the product of their LCM and HCF. If you want to take one example, let's take A as 8, all right, and let's take B as let's say 20. All right, now LCM of 8 and 20, if I will find out, it will be 40. 8 5s are 22s are 40. And if I look at the HCF will be 4. HCF will be 4. Now A into B, what is A into B? 8 into 20 is becoming 160. And here LCM into HCF, so 40 into 4 is also equal to 160. So at the end you can see A into B is equal to LCM into HCF. So this relationship is true for only two positive integers. If it is 3, this will not work. Okay, it will not be like A into B into C is equal to LCM of A into LCM of ABC and into HCF of ABC. That will not work. This is very important. This will give you direct questions. Direct questions will come. Two numbers are there such that their LCM is this, HCF is this. If one of the number is this, find out your number. Direct, use the relation, get the answer. Alright beta, so these are the topics which are there. Also, before I move ahead, let me tell you about Vedantus Pro subscription, and let me tell you a very important announcement. What is this announcement? This announcement is your VIP, Vedantu Improvement Promise. Trust me on this, you will be amazed with the with this promise, Vedantu's Improvement Promise, and you'll be feeling like, yes, I can definitely trust Vedantu, because this promise no one else has ever given, and no one else has ever been so confident about the results. I'll tell you in detail about Vedantu's Improvement Promise. For now, you can just understand that we are guaranteeing. I'm not saying you can improve, I'm saying you will improve. I'm not saying you can get good marks, I'm telling you you will get good marks. I'm not saying that you can be your topper, I'm just saying you will be topper. So that is what we are saying in the promise. I'll tell you in detail, but let's move ahead. Alright, so I will tell you in detail at the end of this video that what is Vedantu's Improvement Promise. Alright, but let's look at the features of Vedantu's Pro subscription first. So the features are, you get access to unlimited live classes, students from all over the world, so you get to interact with them and learn. Interactive replays, that means even while watching a recording you can attempt the quizzes and see your name in the leaderboard. Handwritten notes by the master teachers. Doubts, most important thing for us. So in class, other than master teachers, you will be having a separate dedicated teacher just to take care of your doubts, so that none of your doubts go unresolved. Alright, other than that, test and assignments, micro courses, that is topic specific course, and crash courses, that is revision courses, are free of cost, no need to pay anything extra. So the link is mentioned in the description box of this video as well as in the pinned comment. Just apply the coupon code GPEPRO and you will get your discount on this part. So discount is of 10%. So let me quickly show it to you. Alright, suppose this is the video we are looking at. Now if you'll come to the description box, you can see pinned comment here. Subscribe to Vedantu Pro now, link is given, or in the description box also, subscribe to Vedantu Pro now. Just click on this link. Once we have reached over here, see it is saying grade 10 CBSE 2022. If your grade is different or board is different, click on edit and you can change it over here. Now Vedantu's three types of courses we have: Pro Lite, Pro Classic, Pro Plus. Pro Lite has all the features, or all the features which I have told you till now are there in Pro Lite. Live classes, test series, assignments and notes, and doubt solving during class. Pro Classic has one extra feature of getting your doubt solved even after the class through the mobile doubt solving app. Alright, so it will give you access to the doubt solving app on your mobile. So whenever you are doing any practice, you get stuck somewhere, No need to wait, just post that doubt and you will get solution for it. The next is Pro Plus. Pro Plus has all the features of Pro Lite plus Pro Classic plus one extra feature of Personal Mentor. So Personal Mentor will be like your guide, teacher, motivator, supporter, be it any academic doubt or be it any non-academic doubt also. They will be your first hand to hold. They'll be your first person to come for you and they'll tell you that don't worry, it's all right, we'll also be there, but they will be there dedicated. All right, so a good moral support you'll be getting with them, and also they will be discussing the test papers with you, your doubts, academic doubts, quick solution you can get, just call them. All right, so these are the three different courses, and obviously the prices will be different because there are different features offered to you. If you want to try, if you think that sir online education is not for me, I don't think it is for me, so you can try it for 1 month. All right, any of the course you can try, Pro Lite, Pro Classic or Pro Plus. Try it for 1 month and then you can purchase the whole year course. Again, if you look at the price and if you think sir taking the whole year course all together, I think it will be difficult for me to pay this much price, don't worry yaar, EMI system is also there, so you can pay through EMI as well. All right, so let's move ahead now with our topic. Let's solve some questions now. Express each of the following positive integers as the product of prime factors. Yeah, how easy it is. Yeah, like suppose if I have to write 156, I'll just show it, do one of it. All right, suppose if I have 156, so I know it is an even number. Let's divide it by 2. So 2 7s are 14, 2 8s are again divisible by 2. Let's divide it by 2. 2 3s are 2 9s are now not divisible. I can say it will be divisible. Next prime number is 3. Divide by 3. 3 1s are 13. 13 is again a prime number. 1. Simple. Done. 5005 if you will do. It is not divisible by 2, not divisible by 3. Divisibility rules you need to remember. Divisible by 5, it is 1001. Now not divisible by 5. Is it divisible by 7? Yes, it will be. Let's divide it by 7. 7 1s are 7, remainder 3. 7 4s are 28, remainder 2. 7 3s are 21. Now we have come 143. 143 is not divisible by 7. Next number is 11, divided by 11. So 11 1s are, then remainder 3. 11 3s are, and 13 more here. So this is the prime factorization. 156 is 2 square into 3 into 13. 5005 is 5 into 7 into 11 into 13. Same way 7 word 29 will be 17 into 19 into 23. Alright, prime factorization, simple. Next one, find the LCM and HCF of the prime pair of integers and verify that LCM into HCF is product of two numbers. So simple, yeah, 336. If I will do the prime factorization, how easy this questions are. So 336, if I will do the prime factorization, divide by 2. So 2 1s are, then remainder 1, 2 6s are 12, remainder 1, 2 8s are 16. Again divide by 2. So when you will do it, 2 8s are and 16 and 2 4 times. Again divide by 2, 2 4 times, 2 2 times. Again divide by 2, 21. Then divide by 3, 7, 7 divided by 1. 336 prime factorization. Then 54. So 54 if I have to do, I can say divided by 2, you'll be getting 2 2s are, 7s are, divided by 3, 9, divided by 3, 3 divided by 3, 1. Alright, so we have got 336 as 2 raised to the power 4 into 3 raised to the power 1 into 7 raised to the power 1, and 54 as 2 raised to the power 1 into 3 cube. Ab beta dekho, if I have to write HCF, so I will write the common prime factors. So only 2 and 3 are common, and the minimum power, so minimum power of 2 is 1, minimum power of 3 is 1. 2 raised to the power 1 into 3 raised to the power 1, which is equal to 6. Same way LCM will be all prime factors. I can see 2, I can see 3, and I can see 7, and then their maximum power. So 2 raised to the power 4 into 3 raised to the power 3 into 7 raised to the power 1. Multiply all of them. I think LCM will be 18144. So LCM is what? LCM is 3024. Sorry, here 3024. This is 3024. Now here you can see in the verification it is shown that LCM into HCF, if we are doing 3024 into 6 is 18144. Product of the number 336 into 54 is again 18144. You can check, it will be verified. Simple. Not that difficult. Next question. Now this is a good question. Good question. Good question. Good question. All right. What it is saying? See, explain why 7 into 11 into 13 plus 13 and 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 plus 5 are composite numbers. All right. अब बेटा देखो यार, if I look at the prime factorization of a prime number, so prime factorization of a prime number is that number itself. What is the prime factorization of 13? 13 only. What is the prime factorization of 17? 17 only. So prime numbers, prime factorization is that same number itself, nothing else. But if I talk about a composite number, composite numbers, they will be written as a product of two or more prime numbers. Some prime numbers will be multiplied to each other, same numbers, or say 2 into 2 or 2 into 3, 2 into 5, something, but there will be at least two numbers. All right, say I'm not talking in terms of power, it is not like 2 raised to the power 3 into 3 raised to the power 5, even 2 square, so 2 into 2 is a composite number. More than one number I am writing without any power, more than one number I am writing, that means it will be a composite number. That is what I have to show, that a composite number can be written as product of two prime numbers. A composite number can be written as product of two or more prime numbers. That is what I have to prove. So first one, if I look at 7 into 11 into 13 plus 13, if I look, but here if I take 13 common, I am left with 7 into 11 from here, plus 13 taken common, left with 1. So I am left with 13 into 7 into 11 is 77 plus 1, which is 13 into 78. अब देखो यार, obviously 78 will have some prime factorization. So it is 13 into multiplication of some other number. By 78 I can prime factorize. So if I will prime factorize 78, it will be equal to, so it will be equal to 2 into 3 into 17. So 2 into 3 into 13. So obviously this number, whatever we will solve, upon solving this number, I am getting product of primes. I am getting product of primes. That is why I can say it is a composite number. Understood the logic? Simple logic. By if it is a prime number, you cannot factorize it. 13 remains 13. 2's prime factorization is 2 only. 3's prime factorization is 3. But for this number, I can write that as a product of prime numbers. 13 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 3 into 13. So it is a what? A composite number. It is divisible by 2, it is divisible by 3 and all that. Same way, the next part, but next question if I solve, 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 plus 5. So if I take 5 common, here I am left with 7 into 6 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 plus here also 1. So I'll get 5 times of 2 into 3, 6, 6, 6 are 36, 36 into 4 is 36 into 4 will be equal to what? 36 into 4 into 7. So again it will be some big number. ठीक है, 7 4s are 20 और 7 30 42, 42 into 4, let's do 42, 42 into 4, 4 2s are 8 and 4 4s are 16 into 6, let's do it. 4 6 plus 4 10 1008, so into 1009. Up obviously RC 5 into something, so product of two different numbers, that is why it will be a composite number. ठीक है, no need to explain that much, but I hope you got the point. It's like many times students will ask, sir, how do you solve this question? It's very easy. Composite number can be written, see, this number is multiple of two integers, hence it has more than two factors, hence it is a composite number. Simple, yeah. Alright, I'm not including one, okay, don't think it is written as a multiple of, you can say multiple of two, more than two prime numbers. Simple, as simple as that. Next question, there is a circular path around a sports field, ठीक है, circular path around a sports field. Sonia takes 18 minutes to drive one route of field and Ravi takes 12 minutes. Suppose they both start at the same point and at the same time. both started running at the same point, same time, but obviously we know Sonia is running slowly because she is taking 18 minutes to cover the same distance. Ravi is running fast because he is covering that in 12 minutes only. So they are saying after how many minutes will they meet again? Obviously beta, अब देखो first round Ravi will complete in 12 minutes. Suppose they started at 0. After 12 minutes Ravi will complete first round, but Sonia is still behind. Sonia will come at the starting point again after 18 minutes, but Ravi will be far by that time. So when they will meet again, so I know that, see, Ravi is coming at the starting point at every multiple of 12. 0 at starting, after 12 minutes he came, after 24, then 24th minute, 36, like that. So obviously at multiples they are coming, so they will be meeting at the same point when they have a common multiple. So we have to look at LCM of 12 and 18. It's very easy. Our LCM of 12 and 18 is 36. So after 36 minutes, that means after 36 minutes, Ravi would have completed 3 rounds. 12 ones are, 12 twos are, 12 threes are 36. And Sonia would have completed 2 rounds. 18 ones are, 18 twos are. So Ravi has completed 3 rounds, Sonia has completed 2 rounds, but both will be at the same starting point. Alright, simple. Next question. Show that any number of the form 4 raised to the power n. Ab dekho, what does this mean? It says simple, n belongs to, n means, the capital N means natural number. Okay? So this sign means belongs to. The values of n are natural numbers. So 4 raised to the power 1, 4 raised to the power 2, 4 raised to the power 3, 4 raised to the power 4, like that. Whatever will do. Suppose 4 raised to the power 1 is 4. 4 raised to the power 2, 4 square is 16. 4 cube is 64. 4 raised to the power 4 will be something else, and so that. Now my question is, what power, is there any number n where n is a natural number such that the answer will end with 0? Alright, so I will say it can never end. Why? Because I know to create 0, both 2 and 5 must be present in prime factorization. Yes or no? Both 2 and 5 must be present. Why beta? Why both 2 and 5? Because suppose if I have 2 and 5 both multiplied with anything else, Hathi Ghoda, anything, 2 into 5 will become 10, and 10 into anything is that anything at the end 0 also. 10 means what? Add 0 at the end. So to have 0 at the end, 10 must be created, and 10 is created with 2 and 5. Now if I have 4 raised to the power n, it is nothing but 4 is 2 square raised to the power n, which is 2 raised to the power 2 n. Ab dekho beta, the problem is I have 2, but I don't have 5, and 2 alone cannot make 10. Any power of 2 you use. That is why it will never end with 0. Okay? Next question. Find the largest number which divides 320 and 457, leaving remainders 5 and 7 respectively. Now this is a question which is like many students have doubt in this. Understand this question. First thing, try to tell me beta, this question is asking you LCM or HCF. Think about it. What it is saying, largest number which divides 320 and 457. So the number which we have to find is dividing these two. That means factor. And largest number, so largest factor, highest factor, HCF. Simple. What they are saying, understand question, which divides 320 and 457, leaving remainders 4, 5 and 7 respectively. That means when you divide, let's say that largest number is suppose some number x. So when I divide this number 320 with x, my remainder is 5. And when I divide this 457 with x, my remainder is 7. Ab dekho beta, I cannot say that x is a factor of 320 or x is a factor of 457. No. Why? Because remainder is there. Arey yaar, remainder is there. How it can be a factor? No, it can never be a factor. You are getting my point? X is not the factor of 320 and 457 because you are getting remainder. So what I thought, sir, if x is not the factor of 320, then it is the factor of which number? So I will say in 320, 5 is extra. So I can say x will be, or x is a factor of, from 320 subtract the remainder by whatever 5 is extra in 320, subtract 5, so 315. So I got to know x is a factor of 315, and similarly here x is a factor of 457 minus 7, which is 450. So x must be a number. See, obviously na beta, by x is dividing 315. That is why if you will divide x with 3, or if you will divide 320 with x, x can completely divide 315. 315 upon x, remainder 0. Now in 315, if you are adding 5 extra, that is why remainder 5 is there. Simple. So my question now, I got to know that x is a factor of 315 as well as 450, and now I want the highest common factor, so I have to find out the HCF of 315 and 450. Understand this thing. We have to find out the factor of 315 and 450. Now you can find out this HCF even with the prime factorization method or with Euclid's division algorithm, whatever you like. Since we are doing prime factorization today, let's solve it with prime factorization. So 315, if I do the prime factorization, first thing not divisible by 2, then with 3, 5 plus 1, 6, 7, 8, 9, yes, divisible by 3. So 3 ones are 0, 5s are 15. Again divide by 3, 3 3s are 9, remainder 3 5s are divisible by 5, 7 times 1, 450. 450 divisible by 2, yes sir, 225. Divisible by 3, yes sir, 3 7s are 21, 3 5s are 15. Divisible by 3, yes sir, 25. Divisible by 5, yes sir, 5 to 5, 1. So here we have 3 square into 5 raised to the power 1 into 7 raised to the power 1, and we have 2 raised to the power 1 into 3 square into 5 square. Now better I go for HCF first, common prime factor. So I saw 3 and 5 are the only common factors, and then their minimum power. Minimum power of 3 is 2, minimum power of 5 is 1. So it will be equal to 9 into 5, which is equal to 45. So 45 is the largest number which will divide 320 and 457 and leave the remainder of 5 when divided by 320 and 7 when divided by 457. Okay, very important question. Understand one more time, I am explaining beta. Largest number which will divide 320 as well as 457. So we don't have to look at the HCF of 320 and 457 because the number is not a factor of 320 and 457 because there are remainders. So for whom it will be a factor? By if 5 is extra in 320, subtract 5, so 315, and 457 minus 7, 450. So the number is HCF of 350 and 450, and answer is 45 for this question. Alright, okay beta. Now this is your homework question. Let me see how many of you will be able to solve this. HCF of two numbers and LCM. HCF of two numbers is given and they are asking what will be the LCM. Use your brain and let me know what will be your answer in the comment section below. And also better let me know if you are having any doubts in the comment section. I'll try to take those doubts in the Menti session. Alright guys, so this is your homework question and I'll be waiting for your answers in the comment section. So as I have told you that Vedantus Pro subscription registration link is in the description box of this video as well as in the pinned comment. The coupon code is GPE Pro. Now coming to the part of Vedantus improvement promise. Alright, so these are the prices beta. As I have told you, coupon code is GPE Pro. You can also try it for 1 month and I have told you about the plans. Alright, now understand this thing that these prices are not only for a long-term course because you are getting unlimited micro courses. So you can attend as many classes, as many courses you can complete. You can study it as many times as you want. It's all up to you. Alright, now what is the Vedantu improvement promise? Beta, in this we are telling you a very straightforward thing. Okay, this is where we come in. We ensure and assure progress. We are ensuring your progress and we are assuring you that yes, you will improve. Simple thing, a unique one of its kind initiative by Vedantu that assures predictable progress in your child's academic performance, or you if you are reading this, and board exams. If you feel there has been no progress, if you feel that there has been no progress, simple, we will return your fees. No question asked. No question asked. We will return your fees. As simple as that. We promise to take complete ownership and accountability of your child's academic progress. Alright, so we believe it, and if it can be measured, it can be improved. So guaranteed improvement beta in your marks, in your rank. Alright, no question asked. See, no progress, get your course back, no question asked. No matter what is the reason, if your marks have not improved, you can get your whole feedback, will not ask any questions. But the point, what are the star here, simple condition here, by obviously here, your participation also will require. So what we want for your participation, simple thing, at least you have a mandatory attendance of 75%. You have attended 75% of the classes and 75% of the assignments you have completed. How will you get the marks? We will ensure your doubts will be solved. We'll ensure you get enough revision. But at least you should attend 75. You should attend 75% of the classes, and you should attend 75% of the class test or the assigned test. All right. You do these two things, and we guarantee you that you will improve. We will take care of your progress. All right. So the whole fee will be paid if you don't see any progress. So this is all beta in today's class. Thank you so much for joining the session, and yeah, please, yeah, I can see very well you people are not liking the video. Please don't forget to like the video. It means a lot and it gives us a lots of motivation. So please don't forget to like the video, share the video with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon. Bye bye. Sayonara, Khuda Hafiz to all of you. Bye bye.